Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning, price and details fully released. PlayStation 5's bespoke cooling system is fully detailed, and I'll go more into depth. And of course, your daily gaming news recap. All that and more coming right up. Should I cut my hair? My girlfriend says I look like I'm in a boy band. Welcome back to Sodi Pop on YouTube. Today is Thursday, June 4th. My name is Matty, and this is Chatty with Matty, your daily gaming news recap. I have my drink. Let's chat. All right, to start off with here, we have VentureBeat, Jeff Grubb, talking about EA. They are putting more of their games on the PC platform Steam. Namely, EA has added Dragon Age Inquisition, Mirror's Edge, Catalyst as of Steam Store today. Both excellent games. Inquisition is a fantastic game. Actually, that's the first game I ever reviewed, and you probably won't ever see the actual review because I've hidden it from sight. Also, they have Dragon Age Origins on there for $5, or Jade Empire Special Edition on there for $3.74. And as the article says, also on Steam today is a promotional image for EA's Access is coming soon. EA Access is the publisher's subscription service, and it already has revealed it's bringing it to Steam, but it seems the release is imminent. EA's Netflix of games is already available on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Origin, but the company wants to build it up its service on a platform with a wider reach on PC. Well, that's certainly Steam. Also, a notable exclusion, it says here, is Apex Legends, but that game is still coming, and EA is releasing more of its library in waves. Other notable omissions including Battlefield 5, Sims 4, and Titanfall 2, but those won't take much longer. EA is planning further waves of games to drop on Steam in the coming days and weeks. Expect Battlefield games to hit around the time EA Play, June 11th. Sims 4 will come a week later. So check it out. More EA games coming to Steam. It's definitely great news for gamers and phenomenal prices, of course, as well. Speaking of prices, we have some insane sales going on. Number one, Nintendo eShop sale. So thank you to a wonderful Reddit user. He actually posted this, a nice little DekuDeals.com. It's easier to actually look at the sales for Nintendo eShop than it is on the eShop, since the eShop is so slow. So huge sales. We have Moonlighter, which is a fantastic game, for $10, 60% off. Divinity Original Sin 2 for $35.99. That's 30% off. A really fantastic Diablo style like game, really popular on the PC. Monster Boy, one of the earlier releases on Nintendo Switch, and is fantastic as well, for $17.99. You have the Ace Attorney games. Looks like you also have Axiom Verge, a wonderful 2D side scroller, very Metroidvania. So go ahead and check that out. There's a lot of great stuff on there as well. In addition, I wanted to dive further into Sony PlayStation sale, their days of play. So I have been covering this. Now it started yesterday, goes for another couple of weeks, but they have some phenomenal games. Remember, they have PlayStation Plus on sale, but if you want PlayStation Plus on its biggest sale, go ahead and check out CD Keys. I covered that yesterday, but CD Keys has a wonderful sale on PlayStation Plus, 41% off for the year. Other games on sale, we have Neo 2 for $40, MLB The Show 20 for $40, Predator Hunting Ground for $30, Death Stranding for $30, and I'm running up a cent. Dreams, you can catch it on Amazon for $30, Days Gone from Amazon for $20, Spider-Man Game of the Year Edition 20, Medieval from Amazon for $20, The Last of Us Remastered for just $10. Go ahead and check that out. There's other PlayStation hits that are on sale as well. Blood and Truth VR, Everybody's Golf VR, both on sale. Astrobot Rescue Mission VR for $10. Farpoint VR for, again, $10. And if you don't have a headset yet that works with PlayStation and Nintendo Switch by extension, go ahead and check out these amazing headsets. So they have the gold wireless headset for $70 in 3 different colors: black, white, and a nice rose gold, which actually look really good. I have the black one. I do enjoy it. And then they have the platinum headset on sale. You can actually get it for $100 on Amazon. I've seen it elsewhere for $130, but $100 is $60 or $70 off of that. So go ahead and check that out. They are really nice noise canceling headphones. They don't look as pretty as the gold headphones, but in my opinion, but they are really fantastic headphones as well. In other big news, Kingdoms of Amalur coming in August. So if you're not familiar, Kingdoms of Amalur was this big sprawling RPG. It was supposed to be the start of this whole new series of games. Critics love Kingdoms of Amalur, but it was cut short because the studio actually had a lot of financial troubles. They invested heavily in this one peripheral for the Wii, I believe it was, and the studio ended up going under along with the IP. Well, it's back. THQ Nordic actually bought it. The original company THQ went under. THQ Nordic refounded, has nothing to do with the original THQ, bought Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, and it was teased today. It was actually leaked in a listing, and then they came out and said, yep, it's actually coming on their Twitter. So let's go ahead and check out this article. Polygon go ahead and goes into a little bit more detail, some really awesome stuff. Number one is coming to consoles and PC, both that added all the game's downloadable content was being remastered as well. So everything being remastered, that includes visuals, and as it says here, also includes refined gameplay. One thing that I didn't love about the demo when I initially played it was the gameplay, to me, felt really kind of loosey-goosey. Hopefully they can refine the gameplay and make it just feel that much better. Very awesome. It's coming August 11th. Again, THQ Nordic is developing that. It will have a couple editions. A $39.99 standard game, which is a wonderful price for a remaster. It's a huge game too. And then $109.99 for a special edition. And they actually have the special edition up, so I'll go ahead and show you that. Released in 2012. It's just really interesting background story. Released in 2012, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning is more than an adequate RPG that counts author R.A. Salvatore, Spawn creator Todd McFarlane, and Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion lead designer Ken Rolston among the creative team. However, the game's momentum at launch was snuffed out by controversies surrounding its developer. 38 Studios was founded by Curt Schilling, former pitcher of the Boston Red Sox and other MLB teams, in 2006. It originally set up shop in Massachusetts, but the company was ultimately lured to Rhode Island by hefty financial incentive from the state. Shortly after Amalur launched, the developer filed for bankruptcy, leading to an investigation that went on for years. I believe they actually got sued by the state of Rhode Island because they did accept money as far as like Rhode Island investing in it. So go ahead and check that out. The whole story is crazy behind that. Really disappointing that it ended so abruptly, but hopefully we will see more if this does well. Now jumping into the special edition, again, this is $110. This is listed on Amazon from what I see. It comes with a actual statue of Alin Shear, which is about 8 inches tall, it says. Looks like it has a dual blade. Also, you have all 3 editions there, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Comes with I'm sure it just comes with one edition. It comes with a soundtrack, Amalur keychain, 5 artworks, and then the box actually looks really nice and big. So we'll be detailing it as more information comes out, but it looks fantastic. Something really cool I thought was this wonderful Star Wars Battlefront 2 Lego mod gameplay. Of course, I'm sure only available on the PC, but check this out. This is insane. Someone took Battlefront 2 and put in the Star Wars Lego characters. It actually like looks phenomenal. Now again, it shows them battling as a Jedi or as Darth Vader here. I'm curious to see. I'm gonna go ahead a little bit here and see if they have any gunplay as well. Boba Fett, yeah, so they have third-person gunplay. It looks so good. I actually want this to be an official thing. But go ahead and check this out. You can find it on YouTube. This particular one is on IGN. Actually looks really phenomenal. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe, like, follow, comment below. Really helps the channel out. Of course, the more subscribers, the more the YouTube algorithm gets me out there to people who might also enjoy this. I hope I provide value. If you want to see something else, let me know down below. If I missed something about Kingdoms of Amalur, of course, tell me. This is what it's about. I love chatting with you guys. All right, let's move on to some big news. So Xbox and PlayStation. Of course, we have the Series X. Now, a little bit confirmation that they want to do better in Japan. Xbox did horrible in Japan, like not even existent in Japan, and it did wonderful for Nintendo and PlayStation, some of its bigger territories, of course, behind the United States. But, quote, Japan Xbox Series X launch could occur simultaneously with Western regions and follows a renewed commitment from the platform holder to improve the position in Japan. So if you remember, Xbox One had a big delayed launch in Japan. Phil Spencer also pledged to do a much better job with the Series X in that region. According to market research company IDC, Xbox One has just made 0.3% of its global sales in that region. And Famitsu latest annual sales report for 2018, it claimed Xbox One sold just 15,000 units during the entire year, compared to 1.7 million units for PS4 and 3.5 for Switch. Jeez, it's just non-existent. It's like people are buying them and throwing them in the sea. Speaking in an interview with Gamertag Radio, we're going to skip on. So Phil Spencer added, we're going to do much better job with this next upcoming launch. And if not waiting 10 months to launch in Japan like we did last time, we're going to make sure our services like Game Pass, xCloud, and stuff are so people have access to it. And then Platinum Games, which is a Japanese developer, quotes that if I were to share my innocent opinion as a gamer, I would say that ever since the Xbox has been introduced to the Japanese market, it always felt like something foreign and far away, he said. It doesn't feel like it ever is cultivated for Japanese tastes. So hopefully they get some help in that area. It's awesome to hear that they're going stronger at the Japanese audience. Of course, a better Xbox leads to a better PlayStation, leads to a better Nintendo. These relationships are very important, so they all make each other better. Also, with Xbox, a new Xbox store was leaked here. Now you can find this on Brad Sam's leaked hands-on with new Xbox store. Looks interesting. It's even functional. It even pulls up some gamertag stuff, so it's actually some functional. You can download some stuff, or it can start downloads from the store. Looks really nice and clean. If you look on the left hand side, of course you have the whole Xbox store functioning. Go ahead and check this out. Looks a lot cleaner. One thing I'm excited for next generation is that stores and the actual UI can just be much quicker. If you look at the Nintendo eShop, it's just a mess. Number one, there's a whole bunch of just random games on there that may not be fixed, but it's just so slow to get through. PlayStation Store isn't really any better in that respect, so hopefully these things can get a little bit better with this next generation. On to just next generation. So this is coming from a Insomniac developer, so again associated with PlayStation 5, but it applies to both the PlayStation 5 and the Series X. So Droid here, Alejandroid 1979 says, this is how asset duplication affected Spider-Man from Insomniac. There is a lot of saving that will be done with the SSD that will be used for better assets and more game. So again, asset duplication was a big thing. Mark Cerny spoke about it in his talk. If you go back to Mark Cerny's talk, there's so much that you can gather from that if you read into it, and a lot of different people have done really good readings of it. Go ahead and check it out. This will be good for both the Series X and PlayStation. Super awesome. Now moving on fully to PlayStation, Tim Sweeney again of Epic Games. He was speaking with someone on Twitter, and this again details how insane the PlayStation 5 architecture is. It is leaps and bounds ahead of PC from what he's saying. Again, PS5 has this bespoke custom architecture that PC really hasn't iterated on PC motherboards and stuff in a long time as far as how everything is structured. PS5 actually did. They're not just taking a fast SSD, as we know on CPUs or on PCs. The fast SSD can go up to 24 gigabytes per second, as we covered yesterday, but that really has nothing to do with the actual quickness of the entire unit after the performance has been bottlenecked by all these little things. So again, PS5 has a custom decompressor along with all these co-processors that help it take the load off the CPU, that allows it to just boom, just open up these memory channels. And Tim Sweeney goes into that. So he says, these are articles talking about the possibility of Microsoft bringing direct storage to PC. He's responding to someone that says, hey, what about Microsoft working on this thing? With the potential to eliminate the GPU driver overhead in the future, and there's also Intel's Optane effort to put non-volatile memory directly on the DRAM and cache granularity. For PC enthusiasts, the exciting thing about PS5 architecture is that its existence proof for high bandwidth SSD decompression straight to video memory. Is this enough to get Microsoft, Intel, Nvidia, he says Intel 2 times, and AMD to work together to do it? We'll see. So essentially, you need all these PC developers to be on the same page and accept a new standard architecture for how this works. Obviously, PlayStation is its own thing. They're a lot more mobile in how they can work with this, and they did it. I mean, we keep on hearing nothing but amazing things about the architecture and how it's just different from PC. I think most people assumed right away that PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X would just be, hey, they're taking PC parts and just putting it into a box, and it's just going to be that way. At least in case of the PlayStation 5, and I know the Series X also has some special things, PlayStation 5 is not that way. They have so much custom stuff, custom chips that make it special, make it very unique to gaming focused, which sounds amazing to me. Other PlayStation 5 news. So documents have officially been shown, officially released for the PlayStation 5 cooling system. Now, if you remember, the PlayStation 5 dev kit was shown. I'll put that on screen. This is exactly what it looks like. So what this says about the PlayStation 5 cooling system: number one, they were thinking of cooling from the get-go. Cooling was very important to them. If you remember, the Xbox Red Ring of Death issue for a long time, I think was the 360, had to do with some cooling issues. Of course, we have high clock speeds for the GPU running on PS5 and the Zen 2 CPU, so you're gonna have some heat. They really focused on heat dissipation, as you can tell from this. Now, these are actually official record patents that you can see the heat dissipation. Now, they're going to reveal not exactly how the PlayStation 5 looks. It will probably look similar to this. It's going to have most likely a very similar, if not the same, cooling strategy, but the look of it and feel of it will, I'm sure, look different than what we saw with the dev kit. So let's go ahead and take a look into this a little bit close up here. As we can see, it has fans drawing in air from the center and putting it out towards the sides and the back. There's so much airflow, like literally the entire case is just airflow. There's not just little spots where you have the actual fans. Fans, speaking of that, from this diagram, we can tell there are 1, 2, 3 on the left-hand side and 1, 2, 3 on the right-hand side, leading for a total of 6 fans drawing in air again from that center unit, that kind of V-shaped unit, putting it out towards the back and the sides, just an immense cooling. And if you remember on Sony's talk, he said you'd be really surprised or really impressed with the way they decided to cool the actual system. I'm just curious of how it looks now. I mean, of course, they were supposed to have their big thing June 4th. I would not be surprised if they knew this was coming out or going to be released soon. You know, they want to have their thing as soon as possible to prevent any leaks. Of course, with everything going on in the world, they decided to take a step back. It's probably a good decision, but this is insane. I mean, we're seeing this cooling architecture. It's going to be breezy in there, I can tell you what. I'm curious how quiet it's going to be and how big it's going to be at the end of the day. We obviously saw the dev kits. They were quite chunky, look like a stylized jet engine. So I'm curious how the actual console is going to look. Is it going to be small? I mean, ultimately, I don't care. It's for playing games, and I want it to function, and I don't want it to work super well. If it does that, the design is really secondary. Design is really always secondary in consoles. Do I want it to look better than not? Of course I do, but sounds super amazing. Really interesting stuff. Go ahead and take a look at this. This is from patentscope.wipo, WIPO. You can look this up. There's a lot of images here on the side, and then you can actually get a nice side view on the front here showing all the intakes. Displays some of the I/O ports. You're not going to have those I/O ports on the final project. I'm sure a lot of that is for development, so don't take that into account, but the cooling looks legit. There are 3 fans on either side, and maybe they will decide for the final thing, oh, that was overkill, we didn't need it, we just needed 2 fans or 4 fans. So really crazy, really awesome stuff. All right, guys, that does it for Chatty with Matty. This is, again, Thursday, June 4th. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. Tons of stuff happening. Are you excited for Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning? I think I am, for also a $40 price tag on such an amazing and big game. If they fix the combat, I mean, it wasn't ever super broken, but if they make it feel a little bit better, that sounds amazing. I mean, going on PlayStation 4 or even the PC sounds like a lot of fun. Are you excited for any other games? What games do you think are best on that eShop sale? or the PlayStation Sony Days of Play sale. Let me know, comment down below. I know I want to pick up a lot of stuff. There's so many amazing games that I know I'm missing, so I want to check those out as well. Again, my name is Matty. You are here Sodi Pop on YouTube. I'm on the 3Ts and IG, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and Instagram at Sodi Pop Media. Follow me there. Remember to have a wonderful day.
Be yourself.
And eat a cookie. Bye.